Okay, so as I take you through today's trade, I'm going to be talking more about how even though you can have a profitable day, it still cannot be a good trading day. And that's subjective, and that's by definition. One of the things that, when I start training, start teaching, I want to teach folks how to be good traders, taking good trades, making good decisions, and then the results will speak for themselves. If you come into this game chasing the money, lusting after the dollar, right, in survival mode, playing with scared money, this is not going to work for you. This is a risky business, but it's a profitable business. But there's risk in all areas of your life. But if you're somebody who, as soon as you hear the word risk, as soon as you hear losing money, it makes you nervous, then this is not for you. I'll tell you right now. And I'm not here to encourage you to do it. Something I discovered. I'm having fun learning and doing this. And when I learn about something what I consider to be good, I like to be able to package it up and teach it. Okay. So today, right, and we're playing with, average numbers right now. Again, keep in mind that the way we trade future contracts. So we're not trading individual stocks. Each one of these contracts have a value. You can trade on a smaller scale where you could trade at $5 a point, which means that every time the market moves a point, you get $5 a point. You can buy multiple contracts. So if you had two contracts, it would be $10 a point. If you had five contracts, it'd be $25 a point. You get it? Or you can go up to the next level where I'm actually trading at, where everything is $50 a point. My strategy as of today is three contracts, right? And I try to go for 2 points at a time. That's my simple method. Again, you will have to find your own space and what's comfortable for you. This is just where I'm at. Okay. So today's trade, basically, I had a trade that turned against me because I did not follow my trading plan. I know better than to jump into a trade early when the market very first opened, but for some reason, right, I wasn't whatever the reason was, I got in, I got caught in between the buyers and sellers, and it cost me on the front end. So then I had to now be even more extremely patient and find me some good enter and exit points so that I can get that back and then some. And the reason why I say this was probably not a good trading day. So even though I'm up $360, I was down 500, I want to say about $45 earlier in the trade. See, and the reason why I say this is that was not the best trading day, because if I had not made that decision to get in at that time that I did in the beginning, I'd be up 800 some dollars. You get it? But my skill level allowed me to get that back and then a couple of dollars. And now I just fold for the day and I'll come back to a new day. Because for me, it's more important to be profitable, even if it's a little bit, and continue to have momentum, right, in my trading days. I'd rather be more profitable, right? I want more profitable days, no matter how big or small, than non-profitable days, because I'm running a trading business. And just like in any particular business, right? Whenever you're in business, you're going to have a profit and loss, right? Some days you're going to have high sales, some days you're not going to sell anything. Some days you're going to provide your service, some days that you're not. Some days you're going to buy material and it's going to be, some of it's going to be bad or it's not going to sell, right? You're going to do some work for somebody and they're going to want a refund. So there's profit and loss in all type of businesses, and this one is no different. And so the goal is to be able to make your days more profitable than not, right? So at the end of the month, right, you can take your profits and transfer them back into your account and do what you wish with them. And we'll talk about all that inside the training program. Or you could take profits daily, you could take profits weekly. It's your business. It's totally up to you. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly show you the trade that cost me the $500, and I wasn't able to really be in the middle of the recording of how I bounced back, so I'll just sum that up on the back end, because I was trying to record and do it, keeping it real, and I had to get focused and see what was going on. So let me take a look at this. I'm gonna get reset up, right? I'm gonna give myself a little bit of stop back, and we're gonna talk about this, right, because this is important. All right, so let me get back in. because I believe that the market is still wants to go down. Now, part of what happens sometimes with the drawbacks, like you can get stopped out too soon. And basically, I did that because I wanted to make sure, just in case the market was about to reverse and run back up, I didn't want it to run all the way back up because I could always get back into a trade. And that's the thing that you want to be important, make sure it's important. You can always get back into trade. So, because I've been in trades where I didn't put the stop so close, I had it, you see how I had it far back last time, and then the market reversed and then it goes back and then you find yourself in the hole, and then now you are what they call revenge trading for the rest of the day. So let's go ahead and watch this and see what happens. All right, so here we go again. The market is reversing again. Looks like it's tight, so we want to keep an eye on that, because these indicators is telling me that the sellers are strong, but the buyers are fighting. We know we got to kind of wait to see who kind of pulled through, and we see around this 2268-69 level, it just is not really breaking through. And so me recognizing that, I honestly, I should be waiting till I get a clear signal, right? So I don't keep giving money back to the market. So what I'm going to probably do here, so, my goal is for this candle to strengthen up, right, and push down a little bit and let me grab that 120 back that I gave up at first, and then I like to kind of refresh and find a better entry point with the trade. So for now, we just kind of wait and see, what happens here. You can see that it's tight. These are the type of candles we don't like, right? We don't really like these candles that are not clear, going into a clear direction. So once again, right, it doesn't seem to want to push down to levels that I want. So let me go ahead and make sure that I don't let this thing reverse all the way on me. It's not going the direction that I want it to go. Let's get this stop loss together, and let's go ahead and let's go 71. That's going to send me back a few hundred this morning, and I'm gonna have to catch a better trade. But I'm okay with that, right? The thing about, this trading, you have to be able to take the good with the bad, right? And if you don't catch some good trades in the morning, you got to be confident in your ability to recognize the next pattern. So one of the things I know was getting in too early. I didn't give the market an opportunity to kind of level out so I can get a clear indicator on what to do next. So now I know that I'm going to be down a few points, and for me, that's okay. All right, so so that's 525 that went against me this morning. And so now, now again, the level that I trade on, that's fine. So I showed you days and days and days and days of 600 and 700 and 1,000 and whatever. So these type of days are going to happen for me. So now I am pretty much going to pause for the day, and just, if I don't see another clear indicator, and when I look back at my trading strategy, the thing I I didn't do is I didn't wait for a clear indicator, right? And I kept trying to make this trade between these three candles work. Okay. So that's a clear example how that could work to get you right. These wasn't clear trades. You see how tight it is around here, right? So that is one of the disadvantages of the market if you don't read it correctly. Now, I actually knew better, right? So this was the first candle of the day. Just because it was going, this bar was going. Normally, if I jump in right there, I know that I'm at risk because the market hasn't had time to kind of determine which direction want to go. I still do believe in about 20 minutes or so, based on the direction this EMA is going, based on the way these candles are down stepping, at some point the sellers are going to break through. Okay. It's just a matter of time. That's my belief. Doesn't mean it's going to happen because we don't know what the market is going to do. So now I have to be patient and wait and get that, to see. Number one is I'm just going to record today as so you have your profits and your losses. Am I going to record today as a loss at 525? We know yesterday I made 720, so it just went into my profits from yesterday. So we'll wait for a better opportunity, or I will just fold. So at this point, I'll fall back, listen to some more of the CNBC. We'll come back if another trade opens up. All right, so I'm gonna come back to you. In all transparency, I had to stop recording and focus, right? So I was trying to multitask and take the trade and narrate. But when keeping it real goes wrong, right, I was starting to give up my profits from yesterday. So I had to focus. And so where we are now, you remember I was down 500 plus bucks. Now we're back up 195. One cool thing about the trading is that you have, there's plenty of places you can go to trade future contracts. I stay on the major indexes, right? So the Russell 2000, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow. Most of the time I'm in the Russell, sometimes the S&P, sometimes the NASDAQ. Very seldom am I on the Dow at the time of this recording. Yeah, so here's pretty much how I got my money back. I got it here at 645. I came in at 2267, got out at 2266, got a point and a little bit of change back here. Then I got back in at 2264 and got out at 2262, right? So 2264.90 and 2262.10. And that's where I basically got my money, all my money back plus $95. So then I went over to the S&P and I seen it right about here. This candidate was getting some movement on an upward trend, and so I captured 1 point here. On the S&P, that was I only trade 2 contracts at $50 a point, so I was able to bounce back here. So now I'm up 195, and either I can just fold for the day. I mean, it's only 7:22 in the morning. Some people will say that's not enough to, I say, unless I get a absolute confirmed trade in the next hour or so, I'm just going to be done, right? Because I'm just going to let it be, because I rather stack up my green days than remember, we don't want to mess up off a show trying to get some more, especially since I came in today behind. So after being down 545 and now up 195, and listen, some of you will get spooked off taking a loss. If you get spooked because you had to take a loss to get a gain, this is not the game for you. Okay, you got to be able to stomach. It's like having a fight, right? And I know a lot of you haven't had a fight before, but I've had plenty of fights in my life. When you have a fight, just because you get fired on, right, don't mean you give up. You got to get up in there so that you can win. And in anything in life, if you start something and it doesn't start off the way that you want it, do you give up and quit? No, you apply the pressure to the skill, right, and your willpower to get your results. And that's where the emotional intelligence comes in at. So, it's just something to think about. To me, this is a super dope skill builder, because it teaches you about self-discipline, right? It teaches you about patience. It's showing you how to learn to pick up some knowledge and how to apply it. We can't control what the market do at all. That's not what we're doing. We're here to observe, look at the information, and make the best decision possible in any given moment. And so then after that, I was able to go ahead and capture a couple of more points. And so at the end of the day, I finished out with 360 bucks. And so not bad, from starting off with 520 bucks in the hole, ending up with 360. One of the reasons why I say this wasn't the best trading day, because I had to go backwards before I can go forwards. I know it's part of the game, but the goal is to try to start off moving forward, because you have to really dig deep into your skill set to bounce back. It's strengthening, is making me better, but I prefer not to do it that way. However, I am proud of having enough knowledge at this point to, even though I started off in the red, to end my day in the green with 360 bucks for the day. And essentially, let's go to activity. This this took from my trading day lasted from 6:31 to 8:17. So in less than 2 hours, right? Less than 2 hours, still $360 for the day, which means that I was done by 8:17, which is really before breakfast for some people. But I'm excited. Being an EI day trader is an opportunity for you to create a second income, a side hustle, additional income, however you look at it, right? I just think that having this skill and having this knowledge is something that people who have the courage, right, and want to be a student of the game could consistently be profitable in this space. I know so many people don't make it in this business, and that's because I think they go about it wrong. I'm new to the game relatively. There are a lot of traders who will come and find out how long I've been doing this and would say that I don't know anything. And I would agree that I don't know as much as they know, but I wouldn't say I didn't know anything because I'm taking profit. A part of the market that I discovered is pretty straightforward, and we're going to master this thing together. And what I love about this as a business, right? Because that's how you have to look at this as a business, is one of the very few businesses that doesn't require you to have to go engage with other people to take profits. Well, in theory, you are engaging because there's buyers and sellers, but we're doing digitally. But you don't have to go out and try to sell anything to anybody. You don't have to try to go out and convince people to buy your service or product. All you have to do is take this knowledge and apply it and manage your emotions along the way. And that's why being an EI day trader is important, because it's a double up, right? You learn a skill that can earn you income, and you get life lessons and emotional intelligence coming directly from me to you. That's why I'm so excited about this. See you on the other side.